Welcome back to my channel. I am Rob Badgett, your marriage and family therapist and life coach. Today I want to drop a few cues and tips on you folks who are tuned in the area of relationships with married couples and how do we cultivate, strengthen, and keep the fire burning in the sea of responsibilities. A lot of us are in positions where our children are in extracurricular activities. We have workloads outside of the home. We have things that we have to do inside of the home. And by the time you get through with your daily activities, you're feeling like, man, I'm kind of done with the day. And then before you know it, the connection has gotten weaker and weaker and weaker. I see clients on a daily basis who are struggling, trying to figure out, how do I keep our connection going? What are we doing wrong? And it's not necessarily something that you're doing wrong most of the time, but there are things that we don't intentionally always consider. A couple of those things are these, right? So number one, it's important that you are intentional with your time management. I know you're saying, well, I like spontaneity. I want to be surprised. And those things have their place. They're important. It's important to keep the marriage and the relationship fired up, where, surprise, we're heading out of town and, pack your bags. That's great. But that's not the daily or the common experience that most of us have to navigate through. So you have to set up the time. You have to put it on the calendar. You have to set reminders in your phone. And you have to share those reminders with your partner and let them know, hey, listen, Tuesday night is our time to watch Ratchet TV. Put the kids to bed, turn off the phones, and for that hour or 45 minutes or 30 minutes, that's going to be our time of connecting. But you gotta set it in your phone. Set the schedule. The next thing is this: every time is not the time to deal with every issue. No. Every time is not the time to deal with every issue. There are moments in time where we have to set up specific time again to just deal with specific conflicts. If things are really heavy and you start off the early morning and you're feeling frustrated and irritated, but you got to be to work at 9 a.m., it's probably not the best time to start in heavy conversation. Not a good idea at all. You want to set up a time and say, hey, later, let's talk about how I've been feeling. I felt a little antsy, a little irritable. Can we set up some time to talk about that? It's just like money. When you're dealing with conversations about finances and debt or spending, do you want to wake up early in the morning and roll over and you have someone having a whole Excel spreadsheet beaming in your face and you just open your eyes? No. So remember, every time is not the time to talk about everything. Specific times for specific areas and for specific issues. Create rituals. Number 3, it's okay to create little rituals, as silly as they might be. And we'll say, hey, listen, every third Wednesday is our special spaghetti night that we get to eat and, have special time together. Create little rituals. And go all out for those little bit of rituals. The small little routines and rituals are the things that are going to keep things going. Small rituals. Or we go for a walk on Sunday afternoons after church. Rituals, routines. These things work. The next thing is, in the midst of a world of frustration, in responsibilities, in the weights of the world, practice gratitude and expressing your appreciation for your spouse. You want to keep your connection strong? Practice appreciation. Share with them. I really appreciate when you did X, Y, and Z. It makes me feel really seen when you do this. What you don't want to do is constantly be someone who is critiquing what they are not doing. Now, there's a place and time to express some frustrations, but if that's the dominating thing that I hear is what I'm not doing, guess what? I'm not going to do it because I feel like I'm constantly being attacked. So practice appreciation. This is a big one. The next one, you got to schedule the intimacy time. I know. We're getting back to that scheduling thing. No, I know. Scheduling intimacy doesn't mean that you're going to show up and be a robot. Intimacy, time of intimate connection. This doesn't have to just be sex. This can also be cuddling, holding hands, bonding in an intimate way. Intimate means we've created this bubble that we can be vulnerable in, we can be naked in, sometimes physically naked. But this is our naked space, that intimate space. You have to schedule it. Listen, my wife and I, we have 2 small children, 2 older ones. One is 20, so he's not quite a child, but he still eats up things in my house, and a 15-year-old. And then the other 2 are 3 and 7 months. We fight for sleep around here. We fight for food. So imagine us just saying, hey, let's just wait for a spontaneous moment to meet me in the kitchen. That's probably not going to happen. So you have to schedule some intimacy time. And the last one is this. These are just a couple. Get the help when you need it. If you're struggling to make the connection and things are really falling apart and things are really going south, get some therapy. Bring the car in to get checkup. Get some counseling, some pastoral support. Somewhere, somehow, by some means, get the right support that you need in order to make sure that the connection is still happening or strengthening it. Because what happens is we build this gap and then other things start to slide in. I hope this helps. See you on the next episode. Peace.